So we're continuing our little series, whatever, working on red black X decks, and one of the ones that's pretty near and dear to my heart and probably your heart too is the old Junsack deck. This was something that was carrying us towards the end of the first trophy race, a deck that I've liked a lot at certain periods in Modern's history, and there's like a few things that makes me like this deck more with the Lurrus banning. One of the big ones was like Calling Ritual was like a great answer to this deck's worst matchup, which is Hammer Time. But the big issue with Calling Ritual was that like you would play Calling Ritual, you would be really ahead, but then they were usually pretty easily able to rebuild with Lurrus, and this deck just had the hardest time answering a Lurrus because the only way you have to kill it is Grist or Bombardment, but you're just not very good at killing creatures necessarily. And killing a Lurrus was a really, really big problem. But now you don't have to worry about that anymore, and I actually think that this deck gets a lot better against Hammer Time specifically, which makes me a lot happier about its position in the metagame overall. How's Athena? Athena's good. Athena's good. Esther went into the office this morning, so she's, a little mopey because she usually likes to hang out with Esther in the morning, but she's good. I guess I don't think I've gotten too many other things to go over. I've been liking 3 Unearths, 1 Ren and 6. I know that's been kind of like a hotly contested point of deck building in this list, or, as somewhat contested. Mulligan. So what's the deal, huh? If I keep this and on my return when Ragavan dies, just kind of lose. I think I have to put back a Coco. Europe is 2 weeks later. I see. Okay, cool. Okay. Because I was really like kind of stressed, and I'm like, because I know I have a good my audience is like, it's like 45, or maybe a little bit higher than that, Americans, and then like basically everybody else is Europeans who are getting off work. Obviously, we got a decent amount of South Americans, some people in Africa, some people in Asia, but for the most part, it's like one of those two groups. And I was like, if daylight saving times goes away, do I like start the stream an hour later because now like we're losing the European people who were used to the stream starting an hour later? I don't know, but now that I've been enlightened and I know that you guys actually also have daylight savings time, I think we're gonna be fine. Alright, they pop their map, they get a power plant. I guess we're going to grab a Blood Crypt here. Game 1 against Tron is usually pretty rough with this deck. That being said, we do have 4 Fulminator Mages of the sideboard to hopefully get some work done. I might just ping them with the Ren and 6. Let's kind of see what we grab here. Let's get a Grist and a Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm just going to discard these two. Max damage. I think I will ping plus pass back. I love this deck so much. What do you think about the red channel land instead of one of the mountains in this list? You could play it. I think it would be fine. It would be fine. Yeah. Do you get Ian? Can I break down my viewers looking? Yeah, I do that. I'm not just guessing. I do. Like those are not percentages I'm pulling out of my ass. Those are actual numbers that Twitch gives us. Staff to get 3 months. Appreciate you. That's the only data we have. Oh no, it's like the main deck and Staring Bridge version. Although we should be able to attack through bridge pretty well. Wait, combo deck. We also have Goblin Bombardment to potentially draw. Staff with 3 months, appreciate you. Yeah, the CFB code is indeed just Spike. Okay, let's go ahead and get in. Not hitting anything relevant with the Ragavan. Ooh, another Bloodghast. Yeah, we'll see if they can empty their hand here. I think kind of obviously with the Oathstone in play, I'm not like that interested in just slamming the Coco. It was maybe good to actually leave the Bloodghast in the yard though, Because now they can get Ugin, and then I also could leave them in the yard to be extra damage for Grist, and they have haste anyways. Hey Spike, I just started getting to Modern a week ago. What Jund deck do I recommend? I've been liking a lot of the just like straight red-black decks. You can look at the Stream Decker. I know that's not exactly Jund. I do recommend this list, but it's obviously really different from what a lot of people consider to be, you know, a traditional Jund archetype. Yeah, I should just let these in the yard. Okay, so if I play Mayhem Devil, I have 2 damage with the Treasure Token and the Verdant Catacombs. My opponent's gonna pop this O Stone, so I think I'm just supposed to, you know, get my 2 damage in. Not sure if we're racing. Am I gonna run predictions more often? We have been, I feel, running some more predictions a little more often. Okay, I'm gonna go to combat. I'm gonna pop the O Stone. Do you think that Demolition Prowess is in the Prowess deck is actually viable? I do think it's somewhat viable. I've tested it in the past and it felt powerful. I just haven't been, you know, playtesting it the last couple days. Okay. So obviously getting these Bloodghast back is a huge threat here. I'm trying to think what I would want to hit in main phase. It's really like just Grist. Grist and yeah, not even Croxus so much. Yeah, I think I should just wait. Just like playing into another sweeper is just too bad, I think. Level this deck trying to decide between playing Inner Yogg for SCG Jowls in a few weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna be going to that tournament too. It's like a little too early to tell. But this is on my list of decks I'm considering. Andy B with the 2 months. Thank you. The Tintin Ballista maybe? Or sorry, 5/5 Ballista. Yeah, I think we are going to play some Prowess today. I haven't been working on the Demi-Lich build, but I do have a mono red list I'm pretty excited by. They're taking their time. They probably decide between Wormcoil and Ulamog. Main deck bridge is so weird. Okay, they got a Wormcoil. Then we're going to Coco. 26 hits, by the way. Pretty good hits, too, if I do say so myself. So a fetch land is going to be lethal. Jeez, it's really these are some good hits. You're dead. Wow. Any chance of seeing Team Rek again soon, or is it just not well positioned? I do think Team Rek is a good deck at the moment. It's actually like an amazing deck choice if Omnath like ends up being you know, the best deck in the format. Like everybody's clamoring and, you know, screaming and complaining on Twitter. It's all gonna be Yorion mirrors. If that is true, if that is the case, Team Rek has an amazing 4-color Omnath matchup. When I was grinding Team Rek recently, I was like 8-0 or 9-0 against Omnath. Like you are amazing in that matchup. Do I want Force of Vigor as an out to bridge? I mean, I can just bombardment them as an out to bridge, maybe. I think the first Force of Vigor is probably fine, though. I could have won there with O-Stone on the stack. Oh, yeah. Well, no, if the Mayhem Devils wouldn't trigger if we responded to the sack with the Coco. But I guess, like, yeah, if we knew that we're going to hit double Mayhem Devil, we could have Cocoed first, and they wouldn't have responded. Andy, did I thank you for your sub? Either way, thank you for your sub. I'm a little sleepy today. Didn't sleep very well. I live kind of near an airport, and there's planes all night. This hand's amazing. We draw a Fulminator Mage, but I think we should mulligan on the draw. That hand has a Fulminator Mage, but not enough lands. This is a 5-card hand. Alright, let's go to 4. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna keep 2 lands, Ragavan, and then another card. I guess the Mayhem Devil. They're probably gonna go to game 3. We'll see. If I draw a Fulminator Mage, we can maybe steal this one. Ragavan does, you know, deal a lot of damage with Mayhem Devil if it gets to connect in a matchup like this. Yeah, it looks like it's normal. Yeah, I agreed. It looks like normal mono green Tron with Bridge in the main deck. Okay, a lot of cantrips. Mayhem Devil's kind of nice against the Stars and Spheres. We're going to get to deal them some damage here. Retain priority at the 20 months. Thanks for keeping Magic fresh. Do my best. Do my best. Thank you for the resubscription. Do you have a favorite Magic card? For the longest time, it was Celestia Charm. Then it was Ephemerate for a while. I think it might be Risen Sanctuary at the time of making this comment. I think Tarfire is a trap in Lich Darcy decks, or is there too much tension between Darcy and Lich? I wouldn't say that there's necessarily tension between the two cards. Like DRC fills up your yard for Demi Lich, and they both cards want you to fill up your graveyard with we play a lot of instants and sorceries. But I think that for the most part, if you're playing DRC, you need to play 4 Mishra's Bauble. It's like Tarfire doesn't like compensate for like the lack of the 0 mana filtering and the card quality drop off when you play Tarfire. Lexer to tier 1, Noria, I think it's Touch Prime as well. Okay, we're on to play game 3. Hopefully get to keep a nice 7-card hand. On the play, I think this is actually a 7-card hand that we can keep, where if we are able to find a turn 3 Fulminator Mage on the play off the Coco, we're going to be in great shape, especially with the Unearth. Going to get a Overgrown Tomb here. My opponent has Serum Powdered, then Mull to 6, then Mull to 5. They're down a Power Plant and a Karn. And then they Serum Powder again. No lands at that Serum Powder hand. Then they Mull to 4. I dreamed last night that I was at a casino, but it was like a shitty casino in my town that doesn't exist. It was like kind of like at a Target, and I was playing poker, and I was just playing against the dealer, and I won. I wanted a big hand on a full house, and then they just handed me a bunch of like wrinkly like 1s and 5s in like a plastic bag, like a gross plastic bag. It was like all sticky, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do this? And they're like, we just have to give you the money, man. Doesn't have to be like nice or anything. And so I'm just like, it's all big, and I'm wandering around with all this cash, this loose cash is falling out. I wonder what the dream means, you know? What does that mean? Any dream interpreters in the chat? Yeah, when are we gonna add some casinos into Target? Yeah, probably related to the rats. Squee with the 29 months, appreciate you. No! Oh no! Just a random Grafdigger's Cage destroying us. Golly. Absolutely destroys this hand. Bombardment. At least it's a spell we can cast on curve here. The Prophecy of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coming to the casino. Yeah, maybe. Cast their Serum Powder. Magician, they give this 7 months. Appreciate ya. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. We don't have lethal, do we? This is 5, 6 off the Treasure, 7 off the Bloodstained Mire. And I can deal 6 with the Bombardment. It's so close. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to sack the Ragavan, since now, if they crack the sphere, they're just dead immediately. Okay, so now they're going to name my bombardment. Probably worth it to sack the Hierarch then. that we're gonna get, you know, 2 exalted triggers or 3 exalted triggers to like make up for the lack of damage there. Do you think Reckless Impulse has a place in Prowess? My mono red Prowess draft, I think we're gonna play some today of has 4 Reckless Impulse. Yeah, I'm playing 4 Impulse, 4 Life to Stage, 2 Reveler. All right, Gensack, do be cracked. Want to know? No much for Prowess. No, that card's completely unplayable in Modern. I need to let me reread that card. I don't know. I don't understand people registering it. I really truly don't understand. Let's just take another look at it because I keep seeing people try it. I think. Yeah. So like either like cut the Neonates or the Haggles. Probably the Haggles. And you know, play something else in that spot. Maybe Ephemerates. You know, splash white since you're already splashing white could be better than Undying Evil. Yeah, maybe that's just a different slot. Or play Thoughtseize probably in that spot. Yeah, Thoughtseize in the main deck's probably actually what you need to be doing there. Cut a Rabbit Battery for a Grief. Maybe play the 4th push. Maybe not. There's an Urborg in play, so I can pretty freely play this Mountain. I would probably play the 2nd Castle before the 1st Hive in this deck. The Takanuma's fine. Yeah, I'd probably just cut like the Turox for the extra Wear Tears. Because Wear Tears like your like main card against blue-white, blowing up their Rest in Peace. Their battery is great for Undying Evil and Fury. Can attack for 10 on turn 2. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems a bit Widmore to me, though, right? Like all the good case scenarios for this card like require you to like have like your combo, and like Rabbit Battery is like a really fragile thing. It costs you a card. I think that it's not correct to play it, but you know, it's like again, Rabbit Battery is just it's the exact kind of card that like tricks you into thinking it's good, since it is going to really shine in those spots where you're winning, and so like, man, Rabbit Battery was actually great to put in this deck because I'm winning. I get to haste the thing, but like it being a dead draw and being really fragile is going to cost you more games than it ends up winning you. Did I see your deck tech? I mean, I was just doing a deck tech. Oh, sorry. It was, yeah, gotcha. Your earlier comment. What do you think of the Kiki Jiki Saga everyone's so high on right now? I've played a little bit with the card. I think it's fine. I would need to play a little bit more with the card, I think, to get a more rounded opinion of it. I saw that like Ari Lax was talking about it replacing Seasoned Pyromancer in 30 to 40% of Seasoned Pyromancer decks, which I thought was kind of a weird comment because they're like there aren't that many Seasoned Pyromancer decks in Modern. I don't know exactly what that means. But I also kind of disagree. I think Seasoned Pyromancer seems to be generally higher power. They edicted? Man, Liliana is so bad against this deck. But yeah, I think Seasoned Pyromancer tends to be generally higher power level. It's like a little weird to compare the cards since like Seasoned Pyromancer is like card advantage, and this one's like it does like a lot of things, but it doesn't do a ton of things well, right? You know, with this card, you make a dopey 2/2, but it's nice because that's just the first chapter, and then you get to Rummage 2, which is a lot worse than just getting to draw 2 cards if you're Hellbent. But it's okay if you're playing Red and 6. It's going to be kind of medium a lot of the time. And then they Cling to Dust the Coco and not the Croxo 2. I guess they need the card. I don't know. I feel like this card has a lot of medium modes, you know? A lot of medium modes and not a lot of like, and it's very slow. It's not that good of a top deck because it doesn't have a big impact on the board immediately. The 3rd chapter is it having Summoning Sickness immediately makes it so easy to play around too. But you do get a lot of value off of it. I'm not saying that you don't. So it's a hard card. It's a hard card to evaluate, but I think it's like very much up in the air. where it'll find a home in Modern. Troll in the Deep Thing with 9 months. Appreciate you. I feel like I rarely understand Ari Lax's takes on Modern. Yeah, Ari's kind of a hard guy to figure out. I've played against Ari at some tournaments in the past. I like Ari. Thoughts of the mono black conference list, splashing white for Dam and good sideboard cards. Okay, so this is an old take that a lot of players seem to have. White, the color of good sideboard cards. But I think like like the other colors caught up. The other colors absolutely caught up, and you gotta be like more specific. Like you gotta be a little bit more specific, like what sideboard cards we're playing. Then white has good sideboard cards. You know, the other colors caught up. They've caught up for a long time. There's no, you know what I mean. Dam is interesting. Dam is definitely interesting though. I like the thought. I think you can splash a color as well. I think that's a fine thought, but like I would really be more interested in specific sideboard cards. Yeah, you also have access to well, you play Dam over Damnation if you feel like it's easy to overload Dam. It's like you're kind of like getting a almost strictly better or mostly better Damnation. But it is true that it's like hard to like splash the double white spell too. The double white splash does not seem super easy to me. Okay, so what are we playing against? We're playing against like a black-white sewer deck, Lingering Souls, Liliana. Probably a very good matchup. Don't think I need to really change too much. I might play like 2 Endurance over 2 Mayhem Devil in this matchup. Yeah. If double white were easy to splash, should be fine. But it's really not. It's gonna be more painful, and like you have to get 2 Godless Shrines, and it is also true. Like if you start playing cards like Fetid Heaths, you're like you basically always have to find Urborg for Cabal Coffers to be good. And you are. It is pretty easy to find Urborg with 4 map and 3 Profane Tutor, but there's just issues. I think around the 1 Black White Walker Kaya. Kaya's fine. Kaya's a card I really prefer to play if I feel like I understand what the metagame looks like, though. Like if there's gonna be a lot of Hammer Time and Grixis Shadow, and you know, like Reanimator maybe, like that, then I'll be really excited to run Kaya. But if the metagame's all like blue-white control and 4-color Omnath and Titan and Tron, Kaya's really bad. And I guess Kaya like at least Ixal's Amulet against Titan, but it's still just like not a card I'm super happy to have in the main deck in those matchups. Kai is also a card that I think is pretty good in the sideboard too. Okay, let's just double hierarchy here. This Urborg has been so good for me. I've kind of been thinking about cutting the filter land for an Urborg in this deck. What's cool about the Urborg in this deck is you can just hold fetch lands with it sometimes and then save them for Mayhem Devil, which doesn't come up that often. Isn't Mayhem Devil powerful against Planeswalker decks and Resilience tokens? I don't know, maybe. Speaking of the Kaya, huh? Can I kill the Kaya? I think I can. I think you wouldn't play Yavimaya. Like Yavimaya is kind of awkward on the mana. Or should we so early? In the States, we had Daylight Savings Time. I cut the rituals in the sideboard for Thoughtseize. Curious what you think of that. Hammer Time is like almost an unwinnable matchup without all these Force of Vigors and Culling Rituals, in my experience. And Hammer Time is a pretty popular deck. Yeah, and apparently Daylight Savings Time might be going away, so maybe we just went through all this suffering for nothing, huh? Yeah, apparently in Europe they do daylight saving times like 2 weeks later. Bill isn't to get rid of it to make it permanent. I mean, it's just the same thing, you know. Just like losing that hour it was pretty brutal. I woke up at 9 a.m. excited for a day full of Elden Ring, and I was shocked to wake up and find out I was gonna get an hour less of Elden Ring, a fate worse than death. Okay, so we're gonna attack the Kaya, the Exalted. We're in pretty good shape here. If someone did not want to buy Red and 6, what would you place with? Just another land. Maybe the Urborg, maybe not the Urborg. But like you're kind of cheating on lands because like the first Ren and 6 is gonna, you know, theoretically, ideally, whatever, get you back more of your fetch lands. Get a Blood Crypt here. Okay, let's go. Set Kroxa with the trigger on the stack to kill the Kaya. And pass back. Cherry with the 5-pack, thank you so much. We've got to give stuff for Cherry, make sure to thank them. Appreciate you. And you consider first Hitsutsu over Calling Ritual? I don't think so. Exiling your own graveyard is really tough. You also, no, you also, like, what Calling Ritual does is it kills Sanctifier and Vec. Sanctifier and Vec and is, like that is your only way to kill it. That is the only way in the deck to kill it. Oh, sorry, I should have, Endurance the Spirit Token. It's even, like, my plan, too. Guess I'm blocking now, huh? Walrus, thank you for the, oh, sorry. Shaylor with the 2 months. Walrus with the, base take about daylight saving time. Thank you for that, though. Shay, thank you for the 2 months. Losing daylight saving time is rough for anyone who works outside. That is true. I used to work construction, and, I think that is true. I don't know. There's obviously not, like, a super clean answer, but... It's also true, like, you know, for people who work outside, like, what if we just, like, let them work, you know, work later? What if we just had their day start later? You know? I don't know that anybody would complain too much about that. Man, look at me solving world problems. Coming to DFW con this weekend. Any food places I recommend? Oh, whoops. Sorry, I thought they were just making a token. Obviously, I should have brought my Bloodghast back. This is a big mistake. I thought they were just making a token. Why did I wait for text into Endurance? One split spirit. I mean, this happens all the time. I don't understand how this happens, but I said I made a mistake. I said I should have Endurance the spirit tokens. I'm pretty sure I said it. This happens all the time. I'll say this is a mistake I made, and then someone in chat will be like, Spike, why did you make this mistake? You know, it's not anything. It's not any deeper than that. You're good. You're good. It's not just you. It happens all the time. Yeah, I'll get out the whip, and then it'll be like, yeah, when I'm fagulating myself with the whip, you guys will know I'll have made a mistake, and then we can move on. Usually behind because of lag and bad internet. See, that's also no. That's what confuses me. Because if they're behind because of lag, that doesn't make any sense. Because they would. I'm saying the mistake as I'm saying that it's a mistake. Like right after I made the mistake, right? It's they could. It's all. It's surely they're seeing and hearing that at the same time. It doesn't matter that they're behind because I'm saying it at like the moment I do it, you know? A lot of the time, or at least like in this case specifically. Although I'm sure sometimes it is chat delay. Happens a lot to me due to chat delay. Sorry for all the times. I'll do it again in the future. Yeah, obviously not a big deal. Does it put a knot on a Pox deck? They're probably playing small Pox. I hold a Blood Crypt here for Bloodghast, I think. Or they have me on mute. Yeah, but this is also like, if you've got me on mute, then like, you know, you're just asking for trouble. Alright, Kaiaso can gain them 2 life this turn. There's no other creatures in yards, though. So if they have nothing else, it's better to attack them. I guess I should have cycled first, actually. Alright, let's cycle now. Yeah, but it's also true, like, in the case, like, a lot of times, like, people will be like, Spike, why did you make this obvious mistake? And it's just like, it's not really any deeper than that, you know? It was just, you're on the money, it was just an obvious mistake. Alright, so can they kill my endurance? Second creature, gain 4 life. Okay, so they're going to be able to definitely start to pull ahead. They can gain life off the Kaya. Is this an early stream? We had daylight savings time in the States. Okay, so this deals 11 damage to me next turn. And they also gain that much life. It's a lot. Do I hit the Kaya? I think I'm gonna hit them. I can hit the Kaya next turn, or maybe I can ping the Kaya. If they have another instant speed removal spell, you know, good for them. Did I go to Texas for the Hunter Burton? I did go to the Hunter Burton, yeah. I didn't have to travel too far. Maybe I'll play a land for Season Pyromancer. A lot of times when you make what I think is an obvious mistake, I usually ask, you know, some big brain explanation why I'm wrong. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, now they've got 13 cards in the yard. I guess let's put the 13th card in the exile for Kaya's ultimate. And we do the third bombardment into the needle. And we go to game 3. Rough game. We were super ahead. Then I made a misplay on the Kaya's guy. We probably win if I didn't make that mistake, because I thought again they were just making a token. How do you feel John Sack is positioned right now in the current meta? I feel it's swamped with Murktide. Murktide's not a terrible matchup. It's pretty close in my experience. Like, play draw matters a lot. Do they have turn 1 Ragavan on the play matters a lot. But I think that matchup is not terrible. You got, you know, Grist is a good way to deal with the Murktides in that matchup too. Do I think Ephemerate could work in Blue-White Affinity? Blinking Urza and Thought Monitor for value seems nice. I mean, blinking those for value seems nice, but, you know, you could also play Ingenious Smith, but it is also true, like, all of these cards you're talking about have really high... Ooh. My opponent will play an Urborg, right? All of these cards you're talking about have, like, really high, sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? They require if you're gonna put these cards in your deck, your entire deck basically needs to be be artifacts, and so you don't really have a lot of room for instants and sorceries in those decks because they end up, you know, not being you know, not meeting your requirement for the critical mass that you need. That being said, I'm not saying that you can never play these cards, but I am saying that it's not free to play. Yeah, opportunity cost is probably what I'm looking for. That'll be great. Just Season Pyromancer, discard 2 Bloodghasts. Alright, can wait. Have we got to the point where someone in chat demands Bloodbraid Elf? Bloodbraid Elf would be pretty bad at this deck, I think. I mean, I kind of think Bloodbraid Elf is bad at most decks. I can't remember the last time, like, I felt like Bloodbraid Elf was, like, the card. They also kept a 2-lander. I can't remember the last time I registered a Bloodbraid Elf where, like, really wanted to be honest. Okay, they found their 3rd land first. Do they have anything good to tap out for? Lingering Souls, not that scary. Land, come on, we're due. Damn it. The keep seemed a bit iffy versus discard. Mulliganing is a bit iffy against discard too. Okay, we've missed on... Mini looks on a land at this point. But if we draw land here this turn, we get to kill both spirit tokens. We're just in such good shape. You know. I agree. When you keep a 2-lander and you miss on 3rd land for 5 draw steps, the hand is worse for sure. Yeah, Liliana definitely not good against the sacrifice decks. Kill spirit token. Dude, just come on. We if we draw land on any of these turns, we're doing good. Including this one. Let's go. Including this one, huh? So get Overgrown Tomb so I can cast Endurance if I draw one. There's even a fetch land. Yeah, Liliana, not very good against the sacrifice deck. Not at her best here. I think I'll sack the insect token. Oh boy. Is Electrolyze playable at all in Modern right now? Haha. I love the haha. Can we get some more ha-has in the chat? I don't know. I think if you put an Electrolyze in your deck, it's not going to be embarrassing, but I think for the most part, you'd be hard-pressed to find a spot where I think Electrolyze wouldn't be better as a different card. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, and then they make a 1/1. Odd choice there. Oh, sorry, I missed a point. I could have sacked this Bloodghast too. Haha. I think I'll just escape the Kroxa, because I think my opponent's pretty likely to get some graveyard hate. Or have like another Kai's Guile, graveyard hate off the Saga. So just like getting the Kroxa escape seems pretty nice. Haha. Yeah, opponent just swimming in the sewer, huh? This guy's another Kai's Guile. Maybe they have a dam. Snaring Bridge. Okay. Guess I'm gonna have to bombardment them out. I might be able to do so this turn if I find Mayhem Devils. One Mayhem Devil. Yeah, we'll get Mayhem Devil Seasoned Pyromancer here. Since finding a... obviously, getting 3 more tokens with the Mayhem Devil here is really good. And then... this also potentially gives me the ability to ultimate the Grist. Yeah, this should be lethal. Yeah, this is mega lethal. We can probably deal like 35 damage here. With the Grist ultimate, too. Maybe not quite that much. We could definitely deal 18. Oh, why not take... oh, sorry. I thought I couldn't attack with anything. That doesn't matter. I mean, it's just corrected, like, Coco first, I think. No matter what. I didn't even, like, realize we could attack. It doesn't matter, you know. You found the wrong lethal... I can still attack with the Bloodghast. You found the wrong lethal streamer. Haha. Maybe it could deal 30 damage. It's close. Let's see, we'd be dealing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then the Grist Ultimates for 1, 2, 3, 12, 14. 2, then Grist Ultimates for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9? Yeah, I think we could deal with 30. And, could keep this on the play. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Oh, wish I gave you that hand back. So that's kind of the issue, right? Is like like you could play like Liliana the Last Hope, but that card is not good against the big mana combo and control decks that I think you want to hedge against. Maybe I'll put back actually Spyro Mountain. And just be really in on my Ragavan Living, which I think is fine here. On the Mold of 5. Alright, Ragavan down. Brennan 6. Not a Renin 6, but we will take the Hierarch. I'll go and get a Stomping Ground here. Is Rhinos playable anymore? Yeah, Rhinos is good. Rhinos is like maybe like the most underplayed deck in Modern. It has been for a while. Just like to be honest, like I think a lot of Rhinos pilots are just not very. They're not really enjoying piloting the deck very much right now. But Spike still lost to 4-color Yorion twice yesterday. Yeah, yeah. The more and more I play against Ragavan, the more I'm just at peace with getting dashed on, getting Ragavan dashed against me on turn 2. Spell Pierce this. Rhinos get better with Street Wraith. No, Street Wraith isn't the kind of card you just like put in your deck to make your deck size smaller. Like the two life is not worth the thinning if you're not playing Living End and or Death Shadow. Street Wraith is like not usually worth it. There's probably like another weird scenario where you want it, I guess. Doom is the only one who's really jamming Rhinos. Looks good every time. Yeah, Rhinos is good. Rhinos is absolutely good. I really genuinely think that people just don't enjoy to play the deck that much these days. I think I actually like own the Rhinos deck incidentally. Maybe I don't own Violent Outburst, but I think I actually have like the whole deck. I opened the Gemstone Caverns in a Time Spiral through Master Pack, but I've never played it in paper. Does Siege Rhino have a home in Modern since you can pitch elementals whilst running a Ephemerate and a Dying Evil? Haha. No, haha. Sorry. Dashing Ragavan into my insect token. Okay, if we draw a land, we can maybe win on the Mold of 5 against Murktide. Feel good. How about a third copy of Grist? Give me back that Spyro, I guess. Would I play Ephemerate over Reality Chip and Blue White Affinity? I wouldn't play either, to be honest. I don't know why Blue White Affinity plays Reality Chip. Like when you're white, you get access to so many more like card advantage spells, but like I don't even like feel like there's room for it in like the You Will Live, Ignoble Hierarchy, You're Gonna Live. I don't even feel like there's really room for Reality Chip in like the mono blue lists I've been playing. Come on, Collected Company. Do not get Force of Negations. No! What a weird game. I feel like in a lot of ways everything's gone right, and in a lot of ways everything's gone wrong in this game. You never played around Force of Negation there, right? Oh, yeah, they could have fetched an island. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, Reality Chip is really cool, really fun. Reality Chip is also like absolutely the kind of card that's gonna like look really good and sick when you're going off with it, but is also like the kind of card that I think is a bit of a trap. Alright, 3 cards in their hands. Ragavan Channeler, 2 cards now. Let's kill the Channeler, I guess. Yeah, Chip is like way better in Hammer because like it doesn't cost 3 mana to reconfigure most of the time, it just costs 2. And also your mana curve is like lower than it is in an Urza deck a lot of the time, and so like you're able to play more spells off the top. Thoughts on having Magus of the Moon over Blood Moon? I mean, I have Fulminator Mage in my sideboard because I'm playing all these unearths. I think you could build a deck that way. What in the world? Chandra Torch of Defiance? Weird game. Guess we need a top deck like Seasoned Pyromancer. We exiled the Seasoned Pyromancer. Dang, or milled the Seasoned Pyromancer. Chandra's pretty good every time for Pie's list. Well, I mean, I don't know. Competes with Jace, and then, like, Chandra's, like, way worse with counterspells than Jace is, too, right? I could be wrong about it. Bombardment probably second best draw. Yeah, maybe. Not bad. They've got one card in their hand. It's another Channeler. That's a really scary card. Yeah, we really need to draw the Seasoned Pyromancer soon. I think I just cast Ragavan. So we're gonna lose our Grist, take 3, but then we have to hit them with Ragavan, which is a pretty big game. It's a good comment, Wanderer. Sitting both at Grist, afraid of a removal spell. I think it's an okay line. Mayhem Devil's an okay draw too. Let's see what we've hit off the Ragavan, but we're probably casting the Mayhem Devil. Heat. Do I have Delirium? Planeswalker, creature, instant, enchantment? I definitely have Delirium. We rolled a 5 this game. It was a really weird game with the Blood Moon, the Chandra, the Force. All cards kind of caught me by surprise. Chandra's better with Moon. That's true, yeah. I mean, Chandra's not a bad card. Chandra's absolutely not a bad card. It's got more loyalty than Jace, which is relevant. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, they kept a card on top with the Consider. It's another Chandra. I don't know what they're doing with it. Kill my Devil, maybe? But then I get to kill the Chandra, ping them for 1. Or maybe, or no, I would just kill the Channeler too. I would kill the Chandra, kill the Channeler. Dude, they hit Unholy Heat off the top. It's brutal. Okay, now they're targeting Ragavan, which I think is probably just not correct. So, do I deal 2 to Chandra, or do I deal? So I can deal 2 to Chandra, attack Chandra next turn, kill it. I can deal 2 to Channeler, sack the insect, deal 1 to Channeler, kill Channeler, deal 1 to Chandra, then attack Chandra down to 1. I think probably giving them another Chandra activation is not correct, so let's do this. Cooldown, thank you for the 10 months, appreciate you. Oh wait, could I just kill them actually? If I dealt them down to 8, attack them for 4, deal them more 4. Oh yeah, I actually just missed lethal. Fuck. Saw it too late. Still have some top decks to get lethal. Not these cards though. I mean, we're committed now. Haha. Stompy Robo with the Twitch Prime, appreciate ya. Down to 7. Another Consider. Yeah, I think killing Ragavan's fine. I think killing Ragavan's fine there. Okay, they put 2 cards in the yard to Consider, 2 Tarns. Passes it back. We're hitting them for 4. Yeah, we're 1 short of lethal right now. Mayhem Devil, obviously no help. Maybe they'll bobble and die. If they crack this bobble, they die. I think that they're definitely going to, and not see that they're dead. Uh-huh. Well, let's go. What a weird match. Stompy, thank you for subscription. I don't know how to attach a deck list to a sub, so here it is if you want to take a look. Well, it's not something I usually offer, but I can take a look. I've seen Fran build a lot of decks like this. I feel like they're fine. I feel like I would probably want to play Grazer over Hierarch. Yeah, I do think these decks are fine. I don't really have too many more thoughts on them than, like, they are good against the grindy decks. They're generally pretty weak against big mana combo control, or big mana combo, not so much against control. And so I'd like to see the sideboard probably, like, more heavily hedged for those matchups. Alright, so I think we're gonna go usually -2 devils, right? +3 endurance. Do I cut 3 devils? To be honest, Grazer's not been great. Often doesn't have enough lands in hand. Well, you've got 4 Wrenn and 6. You got the Loam. You got 26 lands, but I could be wrong. I just think that you're like the deck is like pretty weak to Ragavan. It's like something I've experienced playing against that deck, and so like being stronger against Ragavan, I do think is important, but could be wrong. Let me cut a Hierarch. Yeah, back to Old Faithful. 2-0 so far. Which sideboard should I consider? I know that's like the hard part. I think that like, you know, with your red splash, you could consider land destruction, since big mana is definitely what you're weak to. I don't really feel like these two Besage use covers it. Just like a good old Stone Rain might do the job. You could maybe cast Obsidian Charm All, but depending on how hard you think double red is. But yeah, I may just be recommending good old Stone Rain right now. Does Fulminator come in for Saga? No, it comes in against Titan and Tron. You're pretty good at just like outgrinding a Saga in this deck. I had the Carball Try Stone Rain. Yeah, it's just like I'm sure you the opponent is mold to 4, brutal. Yeah, I'm sure you know that like that your deck is like, you know, probably not that good against Tron and Titan. So playing like Stone Rain or Cleansing Wildfire or well, Stone Rain is just so much better against Titan than Wildfire is. This is probably gotta be Stone Rain. Squash with the Twitch Prime, appreciate you. Is Blossoming Calm really better than Weatherstorm Against Burn? It has been in my experience. Just like being 1 mana as opposed to 2 mana is really nice. Like it's just like so much harder to get skull cracked. And it's also true like Weather the Storm is like really often 2 mana gain 9. Sometimes it's 2 mana gain 6, and usually let me I think cast a Bombardment this turn. Don't think I'm going to play into another removal spell. If they have counterspell, that's fine. They're on a mold of 4. We'll just trade 1 for 1. Yeah, so usually I was saying something. Blossoming Calm is usually 1 mana gain 7, and it also like slows your opponent down in like the way that they can deploy their spells too, so that you get like a little bit of extra value there. So yeah, in my experience, I do like Blossoming Calm more than Weather the Storm. Weather the Storm is also like sometimes easy to read in paper. like I feel like good burn players will like they'll know that you have Weather the Storm a lot of the time. So, you know, if you're gonna play it, you gotta be a little smooth about it. Which that's we're discussing the sideboard rain. It was a Naya like lands deck. To be fair, I haven't lost the Titan matchups because Sphere is a problem for them, so it's Force of Vigor. Yeah, I could be wrong about the Titan matchup. That's just my evaluation. If you think I'm wrong, you think that Titan is fine for you, you could be right, and you know, just listen to me, or don't listen to me. Sorry. I think that happens like a decent amount of the time with the deck text. Like I've got an impression or something that's not right, and but all I can do in this life is offer you my own opinions based on my experiences, and you can weigh them against your own. I'm gonna wait on the Seasoned Pyromancer. Perfect. No cards left in their hands. I think I don't attack, because if they draw a removal spell, all of a sudden I've got, like, the chump block. I don't think the 2 damage is worth it. Thank you for Twitch Prime, Gangro. Yeah, I think being better against Ragavan is really important for that deck. Like, every time I would play against it, like, my Ragavans were just always, like, so stellar. I even once, like, kept a 1-land Ragavan hand, and, dude, they love trading Ragavan for insects in this matchup. I once kept a 1-land Ragavan hand against lands, and, like, cast a, like, turn 3 ramming up Excavator, and, my 1 land was a fetch land, and I was able to just, like, all of a sudden hit all my land drops. Okay, so we're gonna play the Catacombs first, in case we hit, Seasoned Pyromancer off the Coco. 2 Endurances or Endurance Bloodcast? I think I'll take Endurance Bloodcast. Game's pretty over, though. Weird match. What do I think of Punt's version of this deck if I saw it? Now that you mention it, I did see it. I can't remember what it looked like exactly. Maybe we can take a look. I do remember seeing it. I don't remember what it looked like, though. Hit another Bloodcast in a year or two. Will I be playing the Grixis HGA deck I wrote about on CFB at all? I have played it a little bit already. I didn't play exactly Fran's version, but I have played some. I do anticipate I'll be playing more Grixis Control at some point, but I'm starting to lean towards the HGA in the sideboard right now. Yeah, was Punt playing Squirrel? I can't remember. Question might be too broad, but how do you know how many copies of cards to put in sideboards? I mean, so, like, this is kind of the thing about Modern and Magic in general, is, like, there's really no good formula for that. But I did write a deep dive for Channel Fireball a few months ago, or several months ago at this point. But just, like, my process for selecting sideboard cards in Modern. It's, like, you know, like 3,000 words, just kind of thoughts on the topic. It's obviously not comprehensive, and it's not exhaustive. Because, you know, it can't be because of the nature of Modern. But at least it can give you some insight on how, at the very least, I approach it. It's where Lurrus and Giganta are not the same beast, where you're like, I can't play this card because of Lurrus. You can cut Giganta to play, like, an important synergistic card. It's okay. Yeah, or, like, Seasoned Pyromancer might be, you know, obviously good too, right? But... yeah, that's not a choke point, which is what it is really nice about the card too. Well, this is a awkward mold to 5, but gotta mold to 5 sometimes. Yeah, I'm improving on my pronunciation. Thoughts on Fable of the Mirror Breaker? Yeah, I know that's kind of like the hot topic. Arielax had a hot take. I'm you know, thinking about it too. I think I'm actually just going to hold this to discard to the Spyro. We're playing against Living End. Living End is usually a pretty good matchup. We are on a mold to 5 though, but we can go like Seasoned Pyromancer, discard Grist, Croxa, just fill up our own yard against the Living End. Sanctum on turn 1 is Living End like almost 100% of the time. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I think that Seasoned Pyromancer is more powerful than Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Or maybe maybe powerful is not the exact right word. It's at the very least more consistent. Like, it is, in my opinion, like, absolutely an issue to me that, I'm trying to think. Maybe I'll keep the Grist in the hand. No, we'll just discard these two. Yeah, it's just, like, it's absolutely an issue to me that Fable is so slow. It's, like, so slow, so it's not, like, as good of a top deck. The 2/2 is not that powerful. The Rummage is not that powerful. The creature side that copies is not that powerful either, because it's like it has summoning sickness the turn it transforms, and you have to have another creature to copy. Like there's a lot of weakness there, I think. That being said, it's not like this card is not playable in Modern, but it's also true that Seasoned Pyromancer is this stellar top deck. It's like a really nice source of card advantage. There's a lot to like about it, you know. And I think that there is a lot to dislike about this other card. I was really hoping that we would get to just resolve this. I should have attacked first. How good is a concession here? Probably fine. So I usually do bring in the Fulminator Mages too. What do I usually cut here? I think I usually... Oh, Mayhem Devil's actually good against Living End because Living End against Mayhem Devil, you get all the sack triggers. So I think we cut the Wrenn and 6 usually. And then... I think we just go down on the Bombardment Bloodghast plan. It's like Spyro's important to fill up your own graveyard. Endurance and Chalice are obviously nuts. Yeah, I do usually like this matchup, although, you know, obviously, like, our game 1 draw didn't land up well against theirs. Croxa seems sus. No, I like Croxa. Like, just, like, it gets to the graveyard, then you get to, like, rebuy the ETB trigger. It can actually pressure their life total really well. What about Unearths? I think Unearths are good when you're bringing in the Fulminator Mages and the, Endurances. I think that they're important. I was probably supposed to play the Chalice, actually, because of Grief. I'll play it here. Yeah, I agree that the Fulminators are good. Has there ever been a broken Zerda deck in Modern? I don't think there's ever been a broken one. I was playing there's a combo with Zerda and Umbra Mantle we were trying a while ago. I wonder if we could return to it. Probably not, but I did love that deck. Boy, did I love that deck. Maybe I'll test it off stream. Yeah, I don't think it'll be good. I don't know. I think, you know, I do think playing a companion deck has a lot of, like, you know, a lot of value right now. Let's see if I still have got the list. Yeah, the combo is Umbra Mantle, which you can do with Stoneforge Mystic, Zerda, and a Mana Dork, where it lets your Mana Dork become infinite power. I believe this list is before Modern Horizons 2. Yeah, this is definitely a pre-MH2 list. Which is, you know, always like a little sus. I think we Coco here. Just being able to hit another Fulminator Mage or Endurance is like too high upside. Oh, I should have got a green source though. That was a mistake. Did hit another Fulminator Mage. I also hit a Croxa. Let's hit the Ragavan. Should you Coco and upkeep to play around Force? Well, I don't think that they have Force, or they didn't have Force earlier because they didn't force my Chalice. I guess they had the Foundation Breaker, but I also have like things like Grist that can activate on my main face if I hit them. So it's like, it's also like a conversation of the high upside play versus like playing around a card, which is, you know, obviously like an important conversation to have, but is certainly not just like a black and white clear decision there in my opinion. Oh no! Oh no! I sacked for the wrong colors. Dang it! I meant to grab the forest off the mountain, off the fetch land too. I'm sorry. That was a huge punt. But it's made so many mistakes this league. Yeah, that's so much less damage now. Because I would get one more damage off the token. Ugh, feels so bad. Just have to move on. Yeah, they'd be going to 1 here after the Cascade. They're dead to an Unearth, or a Mayhem Devil. But they've got the Architects of Will, so that's pretty unlikely, I guess. Wait, they left me with Seasoned Pyromancer? I mean, I'm definitely going to cast it. I think I just need to find a Unearth or a, you know, Mayhem Devil as soon as possible. And it looks like, so how many creatures can we actually block? Waker can't block the Street Race, can't block the Curator. I mean, I don't think that I need to sack the Fulminator Mages right now. Oh yeah, I need to not sack them so I can use them to trigger the Mayhem Devil, obviously. Okay, pitching Living Ends. Getting rid of my Coco, presumably. Jump like this. If they don't have anything, a Ragavan is also lethal now. They have Violent Outburst, but they're calculating a Violent Outburst is 2 damage short. I don't think they'd be pausing like that without the Violent Outburst. So we need to draw Mayhem Devil, Unearth, Coco into one of these cards. Spyro into one of these cards, or Ragavan. Nothing though. Obviously we made a huge punch. I think we have. Yeah, we I don't know. I think we win if we didn't mess up our fetching. Right. Sorry, chat. Fall to 3-1. I think you saw him. Another Murktide opponent. If this is a turn 1 Ragavan, we're in bad shape. This is definitely something I found out about the Murktide matchup, is that you are usually pretty good if they don't have turn 1 Ragavan on the play. If you're on the play, they have Ragavan, it's usually fine. If you're on the draw and they don't have Ragavan, it's usually fine. But turn 1 Monkey on the play is tough for this deck. Would Ingress have 1 if you minus Devil, since something going to bring back Devil to Fulminator Mage? Yeah, if I took that line, yeah. Which was maybe the better line. Okay, so I've been playing Mono Blue Affinity 2, of course, as you probably know. Hold on. And you can look at my list on the Stream Decker, but you can't play less than 4 Urza in the Mono Blue Affinity deck. It's just kind of your best card. I also see that you're playing 2 Otawara. I think that is a mistake. I just like the downside of drawing 2 and having to legend rule them is not worth the ability to like play 1 as a land and channel the other. Like you don't channel it that often. You do channel it a decent amount of time, but not often enough that you would want to play 2. I also haven't been a big fan of Imri. Imri's kind of slow. Imri is fine, but one card I've been really impressed by is actually Hardened Evidence. Hard Evidence. Taps to both Springleaf Drum and Moonsnare. I really like the Hard Evidence. I think that this looks a lot like my list, but like 1 extra lands. And then I wasn't main decking the Cranial Plating. I was playing the 4th Nettle Cyst. So, and then you're playing Imri over Hard Evidence. So I'd play Hard Evidence over Imri. Cut the Otawara for an Urza with 17 lands, 8 drums effectively. Urza's pretty castable. I play the 4th Nettle Cyst over the first plating. Mirror Shell Crab is not a playable card in this deck. I think you want more efficient interactive spells like Flusterstorm. Like the 3-mana counter spell is just not worth it. Like the fact that it's an artifact, like also like doesn't matter, right? Like I guess you can cast it off Imri, but it's just not that relevant. I also think Ashiok is like one of the most important sideboard cards for this deck, because you have a really tough time against Titan without it. Trader Joe, thank you for Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Alright. Well, if I can... if I can resolve the Mayhem Devil before they crack the bauble, that would be great. I guess they're probably actually just really likely to get Delirium here. Yeah, they have Delirium, unfortunately. What about Devoted Druid combo? I mean, you know, kind of like, what about it? You could play it in the Zerda deck. You know, you could. I may look at the Zerda deck again one day. Or a little bit closer. I guess we did just look at it. Well, flooding out a lot here. So if they're really smart and they have Revolt, they'll sack the treasure the treasure in response to the devil than just bolt it. Oh yeah, you can't play Vizier and Zerda. Yeah, of course. Thinking Snaring Bridge is weak in the current metagame. I don't know. The metagame is becoming a bit more defined. It's still not something I've got a huge mental grip around, though. And Snaring Bridge is probably okay. It's probably fine. But, like, it's still... The metagame's, like, very much all over the place, and Snaring Bridge is, you know, weaker now that March of Otherworldly Light and Prismatic Ending are popular. Force of Vigor is really popular. I wouldn't like call the card unplayable or anything. So they've got a big Murktide. Might turn off Delirium for a turn. Just wait Heliod combo with Zerda at that point. Well, we've got the Heliod combo in here too. Oh, whoops. Oh no, what did I just cut? Oh, Ranger Captain. Ranger Captain is great in this deck. Finds your combo pieces. Yeah, I would definitely cut the Hex Drinker. This is a really old list. Hex Drinker is so bad now. Well, that's a big W if my opponent doesn't have a counterspell. I'm gonna cast it, or a counterspell or removal spell. So unlikely to, I guess, get the job done, huh? This be a Coco list. Yeah, you could play Coco in the Zerda deck. I mean, we're super dead. Yeah, I mean, I know I can attack. They're just not going to block. We can move on. Alright, so how you sideboard against Murktide, you bring in the 3 copies of Endurance. Then you cut 2 Mayhem Devils and a Hierarch, is I think my current plan. Ranger Captain was moved to the 4-drop slot? Oh. Okay. Wait. No, Heliod was moved to the 4-drop slot. No, you were right. You're right. Okay. I didn't see it. Yeah, I wonder if it's good to just play Coco over Eladamri's Call in this deck. But Eladamri's Call plays so much better with Aether Vial. It obviously finds you your specific combo pieces. It's like, yeah, you can't really play like one Spike Feed or one Heliod with the Coco either. Yeah, that was like the whole idea in the past. No, I didn't beat Elden Ring. I did get some progress done with it yesterday, though. I feel like I'm pretty behind most people. Kind of tough to lead on Hierarch or Ragavan. I'm trying to think. I think I lead on the Hierarch here. Where Hierarch basically guarantees I can cast a Coco on turn 3. Since if they kill my Hierarch, I dash Ragavan, I get the treasure to play the Coco on turn 3. And if they don't, obviously, like, yeah, I got the Hierarch in play, I got the Ragavan in play, we're doing good. Hierarch turn 1 is also, like, maybe a bit better against a Channeler. Although I guess Hierarch on turn 2 would be good against Channeler, too. Why is it Skews over Lion Sash in the Stoneforge deck? This is like a really old deck list we were working on before Modern Horizons 2. Well, we would put Lion Sash in it, but it's just not updated. Yeah, I'm just gonna jam the Coco. If they have Spell Pierce, they have Spell Pierce. It's like even pretty reasonable for them to board out the Pierces in this matchup. Grist Mayhem Devil. Not too bad. Yeah, I've kind of found Elden Ring to be, well, I don't know. Like Elden Ring, like I think when you start off playing it, it's really difficult, especially because there's like no clear direction to go. A lot of the areas you're just really under-leveled for. But once you start leveling up and finding upgrade materials, there's like, I found lots of areas to be incredibly easy. Like I'm just like plowing through them, beating every boss my first try, and then I'll run into a harder area and I'll move somewhere else where I'm plowing through everything, beating everything on my first try. So That's kind of been my experience so far, and obviously, like, there's people have like rooted it a little bit to find like maybe the direction you're supposed to go or whatever. But it has definitely been my experience that it's definitely been my experience that the difficulty is kind of all over the place. Yeah, but I'll generally say if you're playing Young Pyromancer, golly, that's awesome. If you're having trouble, like if you're having trouble in an area in Elden Ring, there's probably an area that's easier, and like that's kind of how like these games go a lot of the time. Like you find a direction you're supposed to go because you're getting killed everywhere else. Yeah, apparently there's like a lot of like broken builds. I'm just swinging my claymore. It's good, honest work. Let's deepen the tank here. I'm more of a bash my head into it till it dies kind of player. I've done that for a couple bosses. Okay, so I'm gonna kill my Mayhem Devil and just try to attack the Grist over a couple turns. Seems like a good Young Pyromancer deck to pair with DRC. It makes it way more likely to bin it instead of drawing it. Brutal. Brutal, brutal. So if we hit a land, we can play Wrenn and 6. We did hit a land. It's a Graven Cairns. So I guess we're gonna go Wrenn and 6, Cairns, Dash Ragavan. My thoughts in the Abs and Helia list running Grist. I haven't seen them. Yeah, I haven't seen that list. I think like the Helia players are done. They're moving on in their stages of grief. They're first they were angry, of course, that their deck was no longer the best deck in the format, and then they moved into denial, saying, well, the deck is actually just completely unplayable now. There's no point in working on it. And then they're starting to finally move into the acceptance stage, where there are actually some interesting cards from MH2 to try out, and then there's like a lot of wiggle room on the way you can build the deck and innovate on it. So I'm interested to see how the deck moves on as they continue to move through the stages of grief. I'm pretty excited. Denial comes first. Oh, they started off with anger, then they moved to denial. So they did it a little out of order. Remember you working on Esper Mentalist not too long ago. Haven't made any updates to it. Yes and no. I'm working on it. Like I actually really feel like the main deck Lurrus was like, surprisingly important. The more and more I look at it, the more I really feel like the Lurrus is as the card advantage engine were like important for that deck specifically. I never really felt like, oh sorry, I forgot to activate the Wrenn. I never really felt like they were important in like really any other shell, except for main deck Lurrus was good in any other shell unless you're already playing like 4 Unearth and 4 Bauble, which I had a couple different shells that played that package. And so what I'm trying to do right now in the archetype is I'm trying to play Imri. I'm trying to figure out how to play Imri and still be kind of like a fair low to the ground deck. And it's pretty tough. I kind of think that maybe hard evidence is the key to all of it. Yeah, I know Imri I know is such a scam, but Imri is also like the card advantage engine for Bauble like Lurrus was. And it also like works pretty well with Unearth. So I'm working on it. I think that it's probably not gonna go anywhere. If I had to be honest with you, I really don't have high hopes for it. But it is a deck that people like a lot. It's a deck I liked a lot, and I do think has some potential. I can maybe see. I mean, the list is like really not in a showable state, but maybe we can show it anyways. Maybe up here. Yeah, it's just like I don't think the Springleaf drums are getting there, but I do kind of, and I'm not sure if you play Sentinel. You probably should play Metallic Rebuke. But I kind of feel like I like this part of the deck, the portable hole, hard evidence, moonsnare, unearth, but then we're also like kind of light on cantrips. We're kind of light on artifacts for Imri. And I don't know that there's a good way to reconcile that. Red blue Imri to double up with engineer. I don't think that that's, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're saying. Where's the mending? Yeah, the mendings probably should be in the deck. Like, milling it over with Imri's fine. I don't know. Blood Fountain. Moonstare seems sus in the deck. There's a lot of colored pips. Well, yeah. Cast Mentor pretty well, though. But maybe you're right. It's pretty good with Portable Hole, too. But Unearth in the deck? We have Unearth in this deck that we're playing right now. We have 3 in the main of this deck. And we also have Unearth. We have 4 Unearth in the other deck. So, they're there. Could it be a Thoughtcast deck? Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I don't really think so. Why not just play Deluge instead of Imri as card advantage? I mean, Deluge is not a very good card with Monastery Mentor. Like, if you want a card, if your goal is to play a card advantage spell with Monastery Mentor, you want it to be cheap. You want it to be like 1 mana, 0 mana ideally, to start drawing them cards and drawing them quick, you know. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're dead. Trying to think if there's anything we can hit off the Ragavan. I don't really think there is. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to be able to, like, try to present lethal. I'm going to need to hit, like, Brazen Borrower off the Ragavan or something. Yeah, Unholy Heat, I guess, would work, too. Yeah, Unholy Heat plus the Ren and 6-. That's a good point, yeah. If we didn't fetch, we could have hit Bolter Heat, remove the RC. Fetching doesn't change that because we can ping this. Oh, I guess we could have hit Bolt, right? All right. Sorry, I played this league so badly. This is like one of the worst played leagues I've had in a long time. Let me see if I still have like somehow lethal though. Mayhem Devil plus Lightning Bolt plus Treasure plus Food is 5 damage. Yeah. I didn't attack with the elemental tokens for no reason. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I definitely kind of feel my brain on fire. I also definitely like woke up today, like feeling my brain on fire, not a lot of sleep, and like I woke up planning to play Junsec. I'm like, it'll be fine. My brain's just not firing. So let's pivot to Mono Red Prowess, which is a easier deck for my sleep deprived brain. If Kaldra wasn't good in play, would it be a threat you were concerned about? I don't understand that question at all. I don't know if I'm just sleepy. If Kaldra wasn't good in play, would it be a threat you were concerned about? I don't know what that means.